Mm, Nobody's here yet. Let the first things go by. But as we're doing this, or as we're doing this live, for those that are watching the video after the fact, those that probably show up, we're doing this live about NPCs and the Matrix. Also, I'll be doing birthday readings, giving advice about that as viewers come in, and they drop their birthdays in the comments. So to start off, what's an NPC? An NPC is a non-player character. So for anybody that plays video games, anybody that plays D&D, the NPC pretty much is a character that you encounter, and they have pre-designated dialogue, pre-designated actions, and they can't really, in a sense, level up from who they are. They're programmed to be that way. They will always be that way. They're nothing but that. And then you have what's called player characters. See, player characters are normally the character that was self-explanatory, but the character you choose to play in the game or the one you create in D&D that you play yourself, um, those characters have the ability to level up. They have the ability to change their names. They have the ability to where their actions actually influence the world. And what's been going on a lot here recently is, especially with the rise of astrology, numerology, and other forms of study rising back up into the forefront, is the term NPCs is coming up a lot. Now, in my own personal research, as far as what I learned about numerology and astrology, I actually have learned that this actually may be the case. I actually think most of the world is quote unquote NPCs, but not NPCs in the normal sense, but NPCs as in they're just people that don't understand that they could be more than what they are. So if you go through like before we get to the next part, the Matrix part. So the Matrix, at the end of the day, a lot of people think it's like, oh, are we like in some type of sleep controlled by robots and things of that nature? Yes and no. In a sense, the hey, thank you for stopping by. If you got questions about your birthday and want any advice how your year's gonna go, just drop your birthday in the comments and I'll answer them for you. But the Matrix itself is more just like, think of it like the rules of the system you live in, right? And when you go through numerology, and when you're born on those days, you're born with a numerological blueprint, along with astrology at the same time. But if you look at how the numbers are, they're almost no different than code, and everybody has that. Now there are some people that eventually actually take a look at their own code and realize, like, wait, what am I doing? And there's other people that will never see their code in their own life, and they'll just be that you run into them. You'll sit there and talk to them about a subject, and you realize how like basic their response is, or how they keep constantly complaining about the same thing or doing the same action, and it's been years. That's kind of your NPC, but they can wake up. So I would say generally most people start off as NPCs, and then eventually along the way, some people wake up and they break free from that matrix system, and then eventually but then a lot of people don't. They just don't, because certain numbers in a sense are kind of designed to stay more attached to what the matrix would be rather than actually evolve out of it. Like the three main numbers in numerology that actually evolve out of it the quickest would be, oh, hello, and thank you for the like. It would be the number 7, the number 11, and the number 33. Those three numbers are the ones that normally wake up the fastest. But the 7 and the 33 will be the one that try to wake up everybody around them. Just a little quick pause too. Like I said, I do birthday readings. So if you're curious about your birthday, more insight about yourself, maybe even how your life might end up panning out this year once February 17th passes by and we turn into the new Chinese Zodiac year, go ahead and just drop your birth date in the comments and I'll break it down for you. I love doing it. It's fun. It's fun. I love math. So just feel free to do so. Um, but just to get a little bit more in there, so like an example, the number that this is actually, I'm not gonna say advanced knowledge, but I'll talk more detail. If y'all get a chance, it says what birthday? Well, I think if you're trying to say birthday, yeah, it's just whatever your birthday is. So it doesn't matter what format it is, but if it actually it does. If you go month, day, year, just let me know that it's month, day, year. But if you go year, month, day, So if I see the year first, I'm gonna assume it's year, month, day. If I see the year last, I'm gonna assume it's month, day, year. So, but to kind of go a little bit more into it, so there's a difference between odd numbers and even numbers in numerology, and the odd numbers are actually here to go against the system. They're here to kind of like, be something different. That's where you're gonna find most of your entrepreneurs at. Most of the people that don't fit in with the system or like to even really be controlled. Um, and then your even numbers are more the ones that um, are kind of with the system and how it works. So your even numbers are going to be more likely to give you the NPC combination that a lot of people see. Where your odd numbers are going to be the one to wake up. But if you actually look at it, all the odd numbers, one is male energy, this leadership. Three is childlike energy and creativity. Five is travel, rebellion, change. Seven is the number of the genius, also the number of the loner. Nine is has the biggest ego. But this is the funny thing about nine. Even though it has the biggest ego and the most adaptable, it's actually one of the numbers that more than likely won't believe in numerology and astrology type things, even though it's an odd number, because they're more practical thinkers. So if they can find practicality in it, they like it. But if they don't, they kind of shy away from it. And then you have 11. 11 has the highest intuition out of all the numbers. And then you have 33. And 33 is the master teacher. Where 7's the teacher, 33 is the master teacher. And all of those numbers outside of 9 are literally meant to buck against the system. 2, feminine energy, the diplomat. 4 is law and order, hard work, organization. 6 is home and family. 8 is balance, which 8 would be the one out of the even numbers that could do either or. And then you have 22. This 22 is a master builder, master destroyer. All of those numbers are literally made for infrastructure. So you see how that balances out. So if you got somebody that mainly has a bunch of even numbers throughout their chart, guess what you kind of get? An NPC. You got somebody that has mostly odd numbers throughout their chart, then you get somebody that more likely is not going to be an NPC, or at least not for too long. So it's like, yeah, no, that kind of that's kind of the thing about NPCs. But in order to really like figure that out and to work with people, you got to like not just because there's 5 main numbers you got to know about somebody, and that's their life path, day number, their soul urge number, personality, and expression. The expression number is sometimes called the destiny number. If you know those 5 numbers about them, plus whatever their astrological chart is, then you would get a real insight on whether or not somebody is, a NPC. Because sometimes it just takes somebody special just to wake them up. I've woken up a lot of people to it. A lot of people didn't believe in this until I started talking to them, and they're like, "Oh, dude, I see the signs too." And they're everywhere. So it's like it's really crazy. Let's see, the Pop Star channel and Stream Skyline. But yeah, no, I'm still waiting on birthdays. Like to break those down for you. But shoot, I guess that was my main talk about NPCs and Matrix. So I'm not gonna stop talking though. So I made a video on this earlier before, but with February 17th coming up, February 17th, 2026, we move from the snake year over to the pig year. Or not the pig year, snake year over to the year of the horse. Like I said, if you was born a year of the rat, it's going to be a rough time for you. If you're born a year of the ox, since your rat's your soulmate, you're going to have a rough time too. But if you're born a year of the horse, oh, you're doing good. But as a warning for everybody as a whole, because a lot of other signs are kind of indifferent. It's a fire horse year, and it's also a universal 1 year. So it's what that means is that you got to take charge of what you want to do in your life. You got to actually go out there and put yourself out there, start new beginnings, start new things, and be aggressive with this year. Because if you don't, that fire horse is going towards you. But be as aggressive as you possibly could be. And hello. Thank y'all for coming in. Hey, if you're curious about your birthday and what your birthday says about you or how your next year is going to be, drop your birthday in the comments, and I'll be willing, or I would love to comment on it, and just let y'all know how y'all go. So far I've gotten really good reviews off the information I gave. But And it also help me let you know how your year in the fireworks is gonna go. Because overall, it puts everybody in universal 1 year, so you can expect the whole world to kind of be a little bit more aggressive and argumentative, more so than they normally. But you can also expect a lot of new things happening this upcoming year. You know, uh, so like you got that, and it's male energy. So a lot of men, especially with that one, are definitely gonna escalate. I'm trying to think what else. Brain's kind of going. But yeah, I don't know how to do the post. I should just put ask a question. But I don't know. I'm about to cut this live short. It's a Sunday, and I see that my times of live streaming are actually better in the afternoon. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. Drop your birthday in the comments if you want to know more about your numerological blueprint or how your next year is going to be. I know for me personally, I'm still in a career growth year, which is why this is happening right now. And when my birthday comes around, I'll be Universal 7 years. So it'll be time for me to study, calm down on the physical activity, and get ready for that good 8 year where I know I'm going to reap the benefits. So, like I said, if that's something that interests you, I can tell you exactly what yours is going to be. Well, for the most part, anyway. While I got the birthday information, because there's a lot that I gotta do. Sit down with pen and paper, but I need more than that. And we're not sharing that type of information over a live stream. Trying to think of some hidden things. So they have what's called letterology too. So there's a difference between letterology and gematria. So gematria has codes. I'm still trying to study that and learn that. That's codes and stuff, and that stuff gets deep. When it comes to letterology, it's pretty simple. It goes every 9 letters, and then each letter has a number assigned to it. But I'm gonna have to edit this. Yeah, each letter has a number assigned to it, and then that's where you start from. So here's one thing that's interesting. There's exon, right? So E is represented by the number 5, X is represented by the number 6, O is represented by the number 6, and N is represented by the number 5. So for Exxon, it's a gas company. Both the E and the N are represented by the number 5, which is the number of travel. And then the 2 X's and the O's are represented by the number 6. So you literally have the number sequence is 5, 6, 6, 6, 5. Now I know a lot of people sometimes they're weirded out by that number 666. So in this world, you gotta look at it from a lens as in there's actually no such thing as evil, no such thing as good. It's just things are. And depending on what you can use the numbers for a variety of different things. The number 6 itself is a number of home and family. So you can look at 666 3 times and be like, hey, it's just a notice for you to be around your family, right? So, or it could be a notice that you need to make a family. But actually, 6 is also a really big material number. So that in abundance is nothing but material. This is actually the reason why, if you look at it, material, travel is what's being said there. Even prawn, because I can't say it on here. You notice how it always has that triple X in front. That's the number 666 3 times. So it can be that there's things depending on how you break the number down. Like the number 7 is not. I'm not gonna say unlucky number, but definitely one of health events. And 7s that don't take care of the health run into a lot of health issues. So it could be seen as a bad luck number. But every side, in the sense, has its light side and its shadow side. Every number does. So eventually, I go through that. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it good with this live today. Thank y'all very much who showed up. I know you just showed up, and if you're willing, I'll put your birthday in the comments, and I'll give you a little bit of insight about your life, how was it going, just general things about you. But if not, here in a couple of seconds, I got to go ahead and get off the live stream. But yeah, other than that, keep a lookout. I got more videos, more live streams coming out. Check the description. Don't be afraid to join my school, and I'll catch y'all later. Boop, boop.